Hello, good evening. Today I'll be talking about implementing a Java RMI program. And yes, so here what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a client and a server, and through RMI we'll be sending these two numbers, and the added result will be sent back. So first of all, we'll have to talk about what RMI is. So RMI basically refers to a remote method invocation, and it is like, see, Java, when you execute, it has its own virtual environment. And these virtual environments, like, okay, you create one virtual environment, and it'll be created in the background, and while you're running the program, we'll be connecting to a server which is running in another virtual environment. So what we're doing is we are remotely calling a function over there to do something, like, and in this case it's going to be adding two numbers. So that is what we're going to do. So okay, I'll be explaining what the program is. First, okay, I'll start the server program. And okay, so there is actually a built-in java.rmi library, and it has so many methods in it, such as like what we'll be using, the remote exception, registry for connecting. So like, yes, so in the, like, this is the primary class, and inside the class, like, it extends unicast remote object and implements RMI. RMI is actually an interface, like we have declared it as an interface, and this interface will be using, and in the background we'll be connecting it to a jar file that you have to go to properties and set it. And the, yeah, so that we're set for both server and client, connecting it to a Java RMI jar file. So in this, what is happening is, okay, here we are calling the super constructor, that is the parent class constructor. Then in the next is, yeah, this is, we are overriding a function which is get data, and we are putting the hello and the text, that we are hello text, we are putting it whatever text that is being passed into that function. And then the next one is just the add method, which will add the two numbers. And yeah, with everything we are writing these throw remote exception, because like, it might create an exception, because we are invoking a function that is in another server, and that server can crash at any time. So always exceptions should be thrown with this. It'll throw an exception, so it should be caught. That is why we are writing throws remote exception. And in the main file, it is okay, it is quite simple. We are trying to open a connection. The registry is like we have seen, it is a built-in method, and we are creating a local registry in port 1099, and we are typing it as server, and then we are calling the RMI server function, and then we print a message that server is running. And yes, interface, it just declares the interface, and in the client, uh, RMI client.java will be running, and will be connecting to the local registry, that is 127.0.0.0.1, which is the loopback interface for any computer. So that means it'll be connecting to this system itself, and it'll be connected to the port 1099, because we have mentioned it like that in the server program. And so yeah, it'll print a message, look up server, and connected to server, and we'll be using the lookup method. And yes, we'll be printing the we'll be taking enter like we'll be taking the two numbers, we'll be putting it into these integers, integer a and b, and then we'll be running the rmi dot add. So yeah, because we're in RMI, because see, here we have used it as like, the result that is being shown from this lookup server is being put in this RMI object. That is what is happening. So to go for with the execution of program, you execute the server first, and yes, the server is running, and then you execute the client. Okay, and we can just enter two numbers, suppose 8 and 10. Adding them we get 18. So like, see, as you can see, the client has no functionality. It is just calling the RMI.add function, and the RMI.add function is running in a separate environment. And yes, it is passing through the RMI full, like, object, and the RMI object is passing it to that port number. So yes, that is the uh, assignment that is to be given today, adding two numbers on a by and simulate it using Java RMI. Thank you.